Welcome to another episode of Fenton Unscripted. I'm here today with some very special guests. You guys have, this isn't the first time you've worked side by side together, so really interested in hearing your story here and how you got to where you are now, and we'll talk a little bit about recruiting today, which is exciting. So can you kind of dive in and tell us a little bit about yourselves and what your current role is?
Of course. Good morning. I'm Max. I am a talent attraction partner now at AG Fenton. I started a little over 2 years ago as a leasing consultant or leasing marketing manager. And I had the pleasure to join the mid-size portfolio team about 5 months into my time at AG Fenton as a community manager. I was there for a little under 2 years. And then I joined the ELT employee lifestyle team here at AG Fenton.
Hi, my name is Lauren. I am also a talent attraction partner here at HG Fenton. I joined Fenton in 2021 as a leasing marketing manager and supported a few different communities within our portfolio in Mission Valley and then North County, and then later became resident manager at Urbana, which is downtown. And through that, joined our mid-size portfolio alongside Max and was with mid-size for about a year and a half and then transitioned into talent attraction.
Amazing. So you guys have had quite a journey for the last few years. A lot of is jam-packed in there in your career path. So you both were in residential, mid-size being a newly developed department that we have for our residential portfolio. Can you tell us a little bit about that experience and how that has prepared you for what you're doing now in our employee lifestyle team and recruiting team?
For me, mid-size has been really incredible, like testing me in so many ways. Moving from being a marketing manager to a community manager, I had a ton to learn, and I was very lucky actually to be with Lauryn, who was already in the role or a similar role at the time, and taught me a ton and really helped me grow really fast in that brand new project. Mid-size is something that we weren't doing before at AG Fenton. It was brand new to us and to the company, so we had a lot to figure out, and I was just very lucky to be paired with Lauryn to be able to figure that out together.
That was so sweet. I would say I definitely joined mid-size a little bit further along in my career at HG Fenton than Max, but I still had so much to learn. We definitely all learned a lot and grew a lot as a team, considering it was brand new for not only us, but the company. So it almost felt a little bit like its own mini startup, just figuring everything out together and what stays the same and what changes. But yeah, I would say just living the leasing marketing manager role, the resident manager role, and then later midsize really prepared me for the talent attraction side and really understanding the day in and day out of that role and kind of furthers just transparency about the role. We know it, we lived it. If, they have questions about maybe really any side of the job, I feel like we're really equipped to answer those questions and be fully transparent about what the role is.
It probably goes both ways where you're able to recognize if somebody is not right for that role and maybe finding them a better role that matches what the skills they bring to the table based on what you know about working in residential. Would you say there's anything that you learned just from a cultural standpoint, being at Fenton for as long as you have, to really attract the right people for the right roles here culturally?
I think it's one of the most beautiful things about AG Fenton, honestly. To be in recruiting, it's to be able to not just find someone for a job, but find someone for the company and the team that they're going to be joining. I actually would personally prioritize that in my assessment of a candidate. Are they the right fit culturally for AG Fenton? Are they going to be happy with us? And then we can look at the job and are they applying for the right job? Should they be applying for another one? But personally, I start with culture. Culture is so important in everything we do at AG Fenton. And at the end of the day, what's important to me is for the candidate to be happy with us. If they are not, then it's gonna be too hard. We spend too much time at work not to be happy at work, and obviously I'm very happy at work. I get to partner with my best friend, so and definitely like assessing a candidate culture fit first, and then making sure that they are in the right role when I know they're gonna be the right person at Fenton.
Amazing. So, what would you say is unique about the um, candidate journey at Fenton, based on your experience so far in recruiting? What can candidates expect from first communication through to first day on the job?
I applied for over 150 jobs before to arrive at AG Fenton. I can tell you that the candidate experience journey out there for people looking for jobs is not great. AG Fenton does it differently, and I think what makes a difference for me is as a leasing talent attraction partner, I am an advisor to the team here at AG Fenton. I am an advisor to the candidate, but I'm also the advocate. And that's what makes the whole difference. I am here on their behalf to bring them to my hiring manager, to share everything I love about them and what makes them the right fit for the job I'm basically pushing them for. And I have never felt that way before in any of my job search. And I think that's what makes it different.
I definitely agree. I think there's a lot that makes the candidate journey really special here at Fenton. Um, and because we are so passionate about our culture and placing people in the right role at the right time, it's, I would say, a little more of a robust process than others. So from a preparedness standpoint, I would say, don't feel that it's any reflection of you if there's more steps than anticipated to a journey. We definitely take a lot of time and effort to really understand each and every candidate, and we view people as a whole person. So we're not just looking at a resume. We're not just looking at skills. We care about, your values, who you are as a person, what you bring to the table in terms of experience and skills, and just really that whole picture of a person. So assessing all of that definitely takes some time. And yeah, I would say if, we do a lot behind the scenes, like Max said, as far as really advocating for our candidates. And so sometimes in that process, the waiting, we, make sure to check in with you every moment that we possibly can. But just rest assured that behind the scenes, Max and I are really just kind of championing you that whole time and presenting you in the best light we possibly can.
When we look at candidates, when we look at resume, when we go through that process, I am not looking for someone to fill that job. I'm looking for someone that's going to be at AG Fenton for the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years with us. And that's the lens I use when I look at resume and when I look at candidates. It's not about just a job. It's really about like creating a future and a career with us. And it just it makes me so much happier in my day-to-day job to look at it that way instead of just like filling a role. No, I'm giving an opportunity to someone to maybe be with us until retirement and have their kids while working here, buying a home, like all those steps while being at Edufenton, while being promoted, while being developed and it just that's the way I want to look at it when I recruit and I think that's different. That's really the difference.
I love the passion that you have behind talking about all these things. And I'm sure that goes a long way as well with candidates, just to feel your energy and how much you love to be that person for them. based on that, it sounds like, not every situation is the same, right? Not everybody will get the same exact journey as you said. You're going to have different steps along the way depending on the role, level of the role, maybe what team you're joining, all those things. So with that being said, how would you recommend somebody prepared for an interview here, knowing how we do things just a little bit different?
Be yourself. Because again, we're not looking for specific skills, we're not looking for a specific resume, we're looking at the whole picture. The best way to impress us is to be genuinely yourself, because that's the person we'll be hiring. We're not hiring skills, we're not hiring background, we're not hiring experience, we're hiring someone. And that's the person I want to see. And make sure that we're picking the right person for the team they're going to be joining. If I don't see the genuine, like, honest person, I might actually make a mistake of placing them on the wrong team, and that's not gonna be good for the candidate. It's not gonna be good for the team. So be as honest, as genuine, as natural as possible. I mean, we are. So and that will result in a successful journey for the candidate and a successful hire if we decide to go that route.
I have all the same thoughts. I think number one is just being authentic. Um, Even in your responses, that's definitely something that we do pay attention to. If it feels like you're giving an answer that we want to hear, that does translate. And we truly want to hear your thoughts and your experience and how you've experienced that in the past. If we may ask a time that you made a mistake, I want to hear a mistake. I've made so many. If you can't think of any, it does kind of show a level of authenticity. So I would say number one is always being authentic, to echo Max's point, and just keep in mind that we are evaluating the whole person. We're really wanting to get to know you, and it's not just about the right fit for Fenton, but it's also about the right fit for you as a candidate. And we treat that equally as important. And sometimes it might not be the right role at that moment, and that's because we feel it's not the best fit for you and where you're at in your career journey. We certainly, I think something we do differently is we really do mean we will keep you in mind in the future when we say that. And it's not uncommon at all for me to reach out to a candidate I spoke 2 months ago because the perfect opportunity opened for them.
And yeah, I can definitely attest to that. I know a few of my coworkers have had that experience of our producer on this. Definitely, I think, and even my own personal story, I actually originally applied similarly to you. I was just applying to everything just to get something. And I applied to like an administrative role, not knowing what that meant at all. But I was like, this company looks cool, whatever. And, I got the call back from recruiting and they were like, we saw your predictive index, your PI test, and we were like, you'd be a great leasing manager. You'd be great in our residential team. And I was like, oh, okay, sign me up for that. And then, obviously it evolved into all the things. And even for me, I've told this story on here before, but starting in residential, just like you guys, and then evolving into a creative role that didn't exist, that was created for me because our recruiting really sees that talent and wants to elevate that. And so I'm always grateful for you guys and what you've done just for me personally in my career. And I think that it's important to kind of say, based on what you guys just said, that people shouldn't be shy about applying to a job they feel like maybe they're not totally have the experience for. You're looking for more of those transferable skills, more of that character and those people skills that they can develop the on the job skills when they get here kind of thing. So I think that's important to note too. Anything to add to that side of it?
That's exactly what I meant when I said I'm an advisor to the candidate. Like, we are professional, we know what we're looking for, we know what the company needs, and we know what the company is going to need in the future. We are already planning and strategizing about like the summer, the winter, 2027. Like we're constantly looking about the future of the company, the business plan that we talk often about, and apply apply for a job. We'll read through it, we'll read through the resume, we'll look at the skills, and if there is something for you, you'll you'll come in. Like and that's what we do. You don't have to always know exactly the path you are on. Like utilize the resources around you, and we are part of that resource system. Like we may be able to guide you, and
Yeah, totally.
it's awesome for us to be part of that. Like I tell people all the time, like I listen to people's dreams and hopes for their future, and I give people jobs. I have the best job in the world.
Well, love that. So in closing here, is there any last words of advice that you would give candidates, or just anything important that you want them to know about exploring and considering a job here at Fenton?
Put the effort into creating a resume where you feel yourself and you can see yourself in it. That's my first point of contact with you as a candidate. And the resume is a reflection, it's the first reflection of who you are as a person. Again, it's not just about the experience, it's not just about the skills, it's also about you. A little bit of flair, a little bit of personality in your resume could go a long way. Like, I'm not saying like stand out by putting like a drawing or a scent or anything. I mean, we've all seen, what is it, Legally Blonde? Like,
Pink
when
paper,
she,
yeah.
yeah, wasn't it cute? But do something when you see yourself in your resume, so I can see you in your resume.
I will agree with that. And to add on, just know that we review every single one ourselves. So there is no getting lost in AI. We really do we do truly review every single resume that comes across and consider every single candidate. So I think putting your best foot forward, of course, always best thing to do. But other than that, through the whole process, just be yourself. You know, be open. Uh, listen to what we share about the company as well, and evaluate if it sounds like a great fit for you.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys. This has been so insightful. You seem like, um, you know, a great recruiting team to be, out there helping us get some great people here at Fenton. And thank you for watching another episode of Fenton Unscripted.
Thank you.